What's going on, everybody? We're back. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
It's been a while. We've been going through some things. Going through some things. We got into a fight. We broke up for a little bit.
Yeah, I had to snuff him.
A little bit. I ended up getting too teeth-pulled. Not serious. I've been going through some dental work. And let me tell you right now, I'd rather break a limb than experience
I think
another toothache.
A limb is a little
Nah, you understand. I had one tooth at the top that they said there was a problem, right? So they pulled it. I was like, all right, pain going to stop. Pain didn't stop.
Did he stop?
Don't stop, won't stop.
No oil.
And then I go back to the dentist, like, yo, dentist, what's going on? They was like, oh, yeah, it was that tooth and it's this tooth. So I had to pull the bottom tooth.
Oh, 2-for-1 special.
So basically, I had to pull my top wisdom tooth, which people get that pulled anyway.
Right.
It actually grew in sideways, right? And it grew in sideways, and then because it grew in sideways, it fused with part of my jawbone. Ow. So they had to take out part of my jawbone.
That's what was hurting.
And my wisdom tooth. So I'm missing a piece of my jaw right here. It's crazy.
He lying, y'all. I hit him that hard.
All right. Snuffle up, I guess. All right. And then I went back for the bottom, missing my bottom right molar. And they took that shit out. But whatever. Good now. We're back. Welcome to the Selena Serious, episode 9, 12, 4. Where we at? 9, episode 9. I'm your host, Mr. J, and of course,
Shammy.
Shammy.
Such a hater.
All my life, it never gonna stop.
So much.
We got a lot to talk about. It's been a couple of crazy weeks.
We're gonna be all over the place. So if you're looking for seriousness,
I'll be the serious one because
he'll be the serious one.
All right. So starting off, it's illegal to be a man. Apparently, if you're Doechii. Recently, Doechii had an interview where she said a major red flag for her is a straight man.
Now, in Doechii's defense,
she couldn't even get to that without laughing. She knows what she's about to say is bullshit.
In her defense, I definitely thought that she was joking for the show. I didn't take it literal because a straight man is probably a red flag for her because I do think that she likes men who are bi. And that was the joke of it all?
She like gay niggas.
Bi.
Oh, no, I don't. Listen, I'm not scared of alphabet people. It is what it is. It is what it is. No. She like gay niggas. She half gay niggas?
She do.
It's whatever. So because of that.
That means bi,
So that means he's half straight.
Right.
So that means he's half a red flag.
So he's a full red flag if he's fully straight.
So he's half a red flag.
If he's gay.
No, if he's bisexual, he's half a red flag.
I guess.
Because he do like women.
But your chances of having difficulty with a whole red flag.
Listen. Stud women are worse than men, so.
That is true.
So.
That is true. I worked at a shelter for a good 3 years, and they were allowed to have same-sex couples.
They were? Oh. Domestic violence must have been.
The level of violence between these two was like crazy. Like picking each other up, slamming each other on the
Is that domestic violence? That's just two people working it out.
Domestically working.
If two women fight in the street, they not together. That's just fight, right?
I'm just saying. So the studs are extreme when it comes to violence.
They cheat more than niggas. And they slide in DMs more than niggas with this shit.
Get them, studs.
Whatever.
Get them.
And you better not cry. I'm a woman in the end. I don't hear that bullshit.
But no, a lot of people were extremely offended. Right. I thought that she was just joking, though.
Now I understand the point. Joke, cool, no problem, joke. But you got to understand your influence.
Absolutely.
In that thing. So the same way other people say things and then claim joking, but then you have people following like it's the gospel. It's harmful Because now you basically, as a man, you just said my existence is a problem.
Now, and
I had the thought before I seen Homeboy video.
I definitely, when you said that, I was like, ugh.
Right. So Ryan Davis put out a rebuttal to that video. Shouts out to Ryan Davis. He's both of us one of our favorite comedians. He has a new special coming March 27th on his Patreon. It's free, so support that.
But I have his Patreon.
Yeah, but it's free, so you should have. He put out a rebuttal video. I encourage you to watch it. I'm not gonna spoil or say anything because I don't have his stature yet, so I might get flagged for certain things he's not getting flagged for. But it was a good read.
It was.
And, you know, I understand the joke, but she also didn't put it out there as a joke. Like,
right.
So
it wasn't marketed as after she said it. It was like, haha, just
right.
kidding.
She was like, no, seriously. Straight men are a red flag. I didn't do nothing to you. I'm just existing. So my existence is a problem. So
What's your favorite color again?
Black.
Okay, just checking. I was about to say, look, you like red?
No, I like black.
Okay.
That's my favorite color. Everybody know that. I know you're my best friend.
I confused you with the other.
Oh, yeah. The other.
The other.
So yeah, so I found the lack of awareness of your platform and influence disturbing. In a world where it's like men are sort of under attack, straight men are under attack, where it's almost illegal to be a straight man. Now there's a fine line with that because men have done nefarious things.
Because we are now in the United States.
United States. This is Trump America now.
I was trying to fit him in there somewhere.
Even united about these states.
Ununited of America.
Word.
You know, you might not,
right.
It might not be illegal for you.
Listen, I'm not saying that y'all don't have some issues on the horizon. Because whoo! But on the swing of the pendulum, you know, there's a lot of women out there on some serious note who say all men are problem. Like I've seen videos where women have been serious. We need to just get rid of all men. And I'm like, whoa.
What I do agree with, the past couple of years, there's been a lot of pitting women and men against each other.
For sure.
It's annoying at this point. I'm over that conversation about pinning us against each other when clearly the ununited states got other issues that need to be
right. I mean, at the end of the day, we both need each other for us to continue on as a species.
Because I was about to say that because human beings are not set up to be alone.
We're not. Pandemic proved that.
Yeah.
All right. You either bored by yourself or couldn't stand because you was only with one person. We need a variety of people. So, you know, me being a straight man is not a red flag. There red flag men for sure.
They're red flag women too.
Technically, ain't there more red flag women because there's more women in the world?
I knew you was going to say that.
Technically, I know. I get it. I get the whole joking aspect, and I understand that. If she had portrayed it in a joking manner, I would have been sure like, she's joking. It's not that serious. And get over yourself. But it wasn't, and then to have this influence at a very fast rate too, because she's rapidly shooting up the charts, popularity.
But she's been working at it
right. But
for a really long time. She's just finally getting
if you get into me, like you are somebody, because I don't listen to nothing but my '90s stuff. So if I'm knowing about you, you made it.
Yeah, she's been doing it for a while.
You know, and I was when she won the awards, I was not amongst them people who were like, how dare she get it? It was shocking because I hadn't really heard of her like that. But I was still like, oh, she earned it. All right. But then to go from that to immediately, well, you be in existence a problem. Like, oh, well, so for me as a fan to kind of like your stuff is like, ugh.
Just needs to sit down with her PR person.
As a PR, whatever, just leave me alone. I didn't do it. Why am I getting yelled at? I didn't do it.
You did it. You're straight.
I didn't even choose it. I didn't choose it. Remember? Because this is how I was born. I didn't choose to be this way. And that What they say, right? I didn't choose to be this way. So it's not my fault.
Wow.
Turn that shit around, didn't I?
Epic.
All right. All right. Moving on. That's my thoughts on that. Moving on, because we got a lot to talk about. This one I'm gonna throw is to you. Keke Palmer out here instigating hands.
Oh my God. Keke, I love her. She's funny, talents all over the place.
I like Keke Palmer. I got no beef with
I
her.
like her. But on her podcast the other day, she had
My hands are
Clarissa
cold.
Shields. And she said to her, Keke said to Clarissa, when you gonna knock Remy out?
Woo.
Now,
For those who don't know, Clarissa and Remy have, I guess, internet beef. Isn't it?
and no,
Is this in person?
this is real life beef.
I'm talking, but they're doing it over the internet. They're not really in each other's spaces.
Right.
But they're beefing over a dude. Not really a dude, but
they're not really beefing over a dude. Remy and Pap are husband and wife.
Oh, they're still married?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And
but they're separated.
Well, now they are.
Jesus Christ.
They should be. We don't know for sure.
This is messy.
It is messy. So Clarissa was basically messing with Pap on the low.
And this is when Remy was in jail?
No.
Oh, out.
Recent.
Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So
recent.
Uh-huh.
And I guess the agreement was this. You're messing with who you're messing with. I'm messing with who I'm messing with. But we still have to uphold this black love look.
Okay, so just do your shit in the dark.
Right. And I think it hit ahead because Pat must have still wanted to be with Remy for the look of it, for the money. Because supposedly Pat has a gambling problem.
Oh.
Supposedly. Allegedly. I ain't got no money. Don't come over here trying to sue nobody.
You're going to sue me for my slides? That's all I got.
Listen.
They ain't even negative. Reebok.
And so basically something must have happened between Pat and Remy, and then she got tired of it and was like, you know what, I'm letting the cat out of the bag.
It was before she got with dude or after she got with the new dude?
Who?
The rapper, whatever, Captain Caveman. I don't know what his name is.
Is that Pat, the Tinu version? Because he definitely,
is he?
She got it tight.
Well, whatever. Was she with this dude already?
Yes, supposedly.
Oh, she allegedly just blew for everything.
And so something must have happened between Pat and Remy, and she got tired of it. And Clarissa felt offended that Remy put her phone number on blast about like the back and forth.
That kind of messed up. She did that.
Listen, you over there propped up with somebody else's husband. This is not
right. I get it, but I mean, if you knew about it, you thought it was cool.
But my thing is, you think that you're looking like the winner, but you're looking kind of crazy. Fighting. This is not her boyfriend. It's not her boyfriend.
Okay. I'm trying to get your point of view. I get it. I'm just about releasing somebody's number. That's
right. But Clarissa was trying to make it seem like that was the big thing. Like, oh, she put my number up there. Baby, you got money. Just change your number.
I know. Yeah.
But because the real beef is not the number.
Right. It was a catalyst. It was right. Not a catalyst.
But anyway,
a jumping off point.
Jokingly, Keke made the comment to her, and I just was like, Keke.
Also, for those who don't know, Clarissa is a championship.
She's a boxer.
She
got hands.
She got hands. She said they made the movie about her,
right,
and all that.
So
didn't do well.
And it didn't do well, and most likely it didn't do well because she was panicking with Pat, like, this is gonna mess up my movie.
I mean, it didn't. I think it didn't do well. I didn't equate the two. I was like, man, she got the same name as this girl in this movie. That's crazy.
Terrible. But anyway, I just thought that it was really messy of Keke to even make that comment because, girl, what you gonna do when Remy say something to you? Do you got hands?
Right, because Keke,
or do you have a gun? So
it's kind of like because it was dying down. It's been dying down.
It was dying
right?
down,
and you kind of
so it kind of revved it back up. That's why I was like, no, Keke, that's messy.
Right, that's really messy.
It's messy. Like, don't go there.
Because now you're trying to get her to say something.
It just wasn't a good look.
What was her response?
Remy didn't respond.
No, I'm talking Clarissa. I mean, she got to ask the question.
Oh, I think she kind of laughed it off and kind of like
PC
didn't. Yeah, okay. She didn't go in like that. But them comments,
I bet.
towards Kiki. They was like, "Oh, was it so funny when your baby father was knocking your head in between the couch?" I said, "Whoa!"
Right, because I'm like, they're gonna come for you.
They was tearing that ass up in them comments.
Because that's really
it was messy though.
That was really messy.
So Kiki, please don't do that no more. I like you.
Right, because I don't know if Remy could knock out Clarissa, but I know for sure. Because she walk around metal detectors.
Yeah.
Remember that? It's in the song.
I got you.
It's back in the day. Let's go, whatever.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. I just didn't. That's crazy. I don't want you dipped in that type of mess, Kiki. So please stay away from that.
It's crazy what these people, these celebrities, are doing to get views on their podcast.
But see, I don't know if that, because she does get views already. I don't know if I think that was her.
But drama.
It should have been her saying that behind the scenes.
You shouldn't have said it at all.
No, but if you're going to.
Right, don't do it on camera, because now that's on. I
was like, girl.
That's on the internet forever.
Yeah, I was like, girl,
and
no.
People are going to ask Remy about it. In public.
But also, the scandal that Kiki had with her whole baby father situation, nobody really talked about it, but her mom definitely got on that phone and flat out called Usher gay.
Yeah.
They didn't remember that. Flat out.
I remember that.
She was like, ain't nobody cheating with no Usher. Anybody know he gay? And
I was like, hey, man.
Come on, mama.
That's a lawsuit.
I was like,
you can't do that. Yeah, she got lucky that he didn't sue it.
So I don't know.
That's one thing I do say. Usher stay out of shit as much as he can. He was in his little herpes news story. I was about to
say, because the Let It Burn.
And then he was like, listen, I ain't bothering no motherfucking body.
Right.
Right?
Skated right out of that.
Oh my God. When I seen that girl, I was like, not you, dog.
Yes.
Not you. Not you. I got a better chance of getting herpes from Usher than you do. Anyway. Anyway, so let's dive into our next topic: social media family beef.
Okay, people. I'm gonna need everybody to follow directions.
Follow directions.
Do not get on social media beefing with family members.
You really shouldn't get on social media beefing with anybody, but family is crazy.
It's so. I can understand if this is the beginning of social media when like subs and stuff were like a thing, but nobody really, in my opinion, does that anymore.
It's embarrassing. I don't understand. Wow. I get, sometimes family don't vibe. I understand that. But why beef with anybody on the internet at this point? Y'all both look dumb. Because you even look even dumber when it's family.
My beefing fingers.
Because y'all some keyboard warriors.
Yes.
Typing hard as shit, but when we in person, that energy real low.
Mum's the word.
Like, I'm a private person. I don't put a lot of things on the internet. Yes, everybody feels something some type of way at some point. But if I'm mad, my first instinct is Facebook gotta know. Like,
I never really get the opportunity to be a smart ass person to everybody. So when I have a smart ass thought, I just put it on social media because I'm an asshole.
And then people will feel some type of way because it kind of resonates. And now you got a beef with a motherfucker about another motherfucker that you ain't doing nothing with. And you're like, I ain't never do nothing. Why am I catching these strays? All I said was some simple shit.
Because people are Ralph Tresvant.
What?
Sensitive.
Oh, he did the sensitive. Stop. We can't afford that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like I've had 2 Facebook beefs, and I'm like, this is stupid. First off, we subbing each other, which I'm not a sub person. If you know me, I'm a direct person.
Well, I live for a read. So
read whatever, but
No,
If you're not addressing me,
I live for that's a smart ass remark. A
no.
read is a smart.
Yeah, but
I live for it.
A read is.
So I don't mind.
You got to address me.
I don't mind subbing you on social media and doing it in your face in person.
But even I don't do sub.
But I don't really do sub.
If you got beef with me, if you want to post on social media, I can't stop you.
Right.
But address that shit to me.
No, I agree. But it's just something that I thought kind of went out of style with even doing because people are not.
Right. I think people have gotten too accustomed and used to just putting all their business on social media. And it's like, be private about some stuff.
Try to be, because it's bad enough the phone is listening to everything you do anyway. Ads popping up that you be like, what?
When it's off.
Right. So
if you think your phone is off and it's not listening, I got a bridge I want to sell you. Your phone is always listening. So it's already getting all this stuff now. Now you're just putting out unnecessary. I've seen people put up valuable documents on social media. They'll scratch out a couple things here and there, but you're putting up valuable documents online. You know they have stuff that could scrub that off?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely now.
Like, what are you doing? Be private. It's you. They're worried about all these things getting your data. You giving all your information away. Stop beefing with people online. First off, you got too much time on your hand. If I got time to go back and forth with you on the internet, I am clearly bored.
Yeah.
I did go back and forth one time, but that was because it was entertainment. And you remember why?
And maybe
you remember why?
For them, that is entertaining.
Oh, that was, but it wasn't. I'm putting any personal business out there, and I wasn't being indirect.
Right.
We was going back and forth under your post. That was so fun.
This is the one.
Oh yeah, it was so fun.
It was like 167 comments.
It was so fun. I got my keyboard. I was like, oh yes.
It was like 167 comments.
Oh my god, it was entertaining as fuck. But even with that, I'm still not getting personal. I'm just talking shit online. But it's also the people I know that I'm going to see you face to face.
And I'm going to, right.
Like, if you want to talk, we can talk about it.
People are sensitive.
They are sensitive. And, that's why I hit you up the other day. I asked you, yo, is it me? Or is this new generation a little sensitive? Because it could be me. Maybe I'm a relic.
No. I think the overexposure, because social media and things like that, I think people are overexposed.
For sure. Which
makes room for people being overly sensitive.
Yeah, but I mean, fucking man up, bro. Like, we'll use like that
man up, like a red flag?
No, because man up means be good. Get over it.
Man up.
Which we'll jump around a little bit. We'll go into the sensitivity of, let's talk about this whole thing with Shannon Sharpe and his recent interviews. And then we'll go into LeBron and Stephen A. Because there's different levels of sensitivity. If you haven't known, which I think you'd be crazy and hard pressed not to know, because he's kind of like the biggest thing in podcasting right now. Shannon Sharpe recently interviewed, I want to say Amber Heard so bad, and it's not Amber Rose, and then followed that up with an interview with Andrew Schultz. Two people in a black community are kind of controversial right now for two very different reasons.
Right.
Amber Rose became the new Stacey Dash in this past election.
Ooh.
And Andrew Schultz is being accused of hating black women. So we'll go with Amber Heard.
Amber
Rose. Why can't you say Amber Heard, bro? You know why? You know why? Because she shit a nigga bed, and that's the craziest shit that So Amber Rose became out of nowhere, in my opinion. Maybe I didn't see the transition, but out of nowhere, conservative, better than thou slut. Because she's a slut walk person, right?
Maybe she dipped her ass in holy water and now she's better.
No, she got the butt things removed. So
The
now
plug?
the demon is out. The butt implants are gone. So Amber Rose used to do the slut walk in LA.
Yes,
where
I think
it was,
she did it for 3 years straight.
and it was this whole thing to empower women to be free and be who you are sexually, and nobody could judge you.
I definitely heard her say that it was like a part of her feminist movement,
right?
And she's no longer a part of it,
right? And now all of a sudden, after this or during this last election, no, none of that stuff. And she's a staunch conservative woman, and blah 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 blah. And she just changed.
And everybody's allowed
to change. But I think she allowed herself to, like I said, become the new Stacey Dash.
Yeah, you didn't hear me? I said, ooh.
Yeah,
because I
because
didn't think about that.
Stacey Dash was the one for the first time.
Right. And I think
shoot her
Amber
up.
should take some time and look at where Stacey is now.
They shoot her up, spit her out, and then Stacey Dash tried to come back. And we was like,
she did.
Protected by fiber. Stand back. And now I'm not sure if Amber Rose is trying to do that as well by going on these.
So
but we're not having it, and understandable. I'm not mad at that. But the sensitive lies in people are mad at Shannon Sharpe for giving her and Andrew. We'll get into Andrew in a minute. And his controversy, giving them a platform to speak. And while I do understand this thought process,
right?
How do you know the questions he's going to ask beforehand? How do you know he's not going to challenge her on those things? This could be a different type of interview that you're bringing it to put in your head before it even gets out. Now, like I said, I don't mess with her like that. So all I did was not watch it.
Here's the thing, and I don't mean to turn this into like something political, but regardless of whether you don't like somebody or not, you are always supposed to watch your enemy.
For sure.
And so maybe by having her on that show brought a sense of awareness to people who wouldn't watch her otherwise.
Maybe you need to. Maybe
I don't enjoy the things that Republicans might put on the books, but I still have to pay attention to what they're putting on the books so that I am aware. So although people are upset that he gave her the platform, and again, like you said, I understand it, but I also have to watch the person that I don't like.
Right.
Because I need to make sure and understand
thy
moves.
Enemy.
That's it.
So my whole thing with that is people are calling him a coon. He's a sellout. He's this, that, and the other. But last week he was onk. You know, it's like, because you don't like the person he's interviewing, without seeing the interview,
right?
He's now an enemy to the race. Race, I should say.
Listen, leave Hunky Unky alone.
I don't understand it.
For real.
And then, right after that, followed up an immediate interview with Andrew Schultz. Now, the controversy with Andrew Schultz is a two-front type of thing. Two-front, but kind of concerning the same overall topic.
Right.
So Andrew Schultz is a stand-up comedian. A newer stand-up comedian in the sense of like age-wise and getting put on, but with an old school style of anybody can get it. I'm going to make jokes about any and everybody.
He tells jokes about everybody.
He is a person who, no matter what you look like, what you're going through, orientation, where you're from, disabilities, he's going to make jokes about it. And all these type of people go to his shows. It's not like he's giving speeches at all white conventions. he has a multicultural audience.
He does.
If you go look at his older things before he really blew up, he's talking about everybody. His crowd work is talking about everybody. His crowd work is different from his stand-up. And this is where you have to understand the nuances of stand-up comedy to understand the difference. So crowd work happens organically. It could be a heckler says something and you go back and forth and then it turns to, now we're just talking about people in the crowd. Matt Rife does this. To me, the best in the business doing that right now is Nate Jackson. If you don't know who Nate Jackson is, go on TikTok. He is huge on TikTok. All his stuff is crowd work. and it is hilarious. He even has rules for it. It's like his joint is like, I'm gonna work the crowd. He's like, I'm gonna talk about everybody. He's like, but if you don't want me to talk about you, when I make eye contact, turn your head. He's like, if you don't turn your head, that means you're saying you want to do.
You're gonna get this work.
He now even sells VIP passes that says, "I like, come talk to me, talk about me and stuff."
Wow.
Right. I really want to go to one of his shows. He's hilarious. If you don't know who he is, go on TikTok. I'm telling you, Nate Jackson, he's hilarious. But he does crowd work. He talks about, I've seen him talk about people with disabilities, white women, black women, everybody. You can catch it if you're in the audience. He has a camera where you can see the crowd up top. He said, camera, go put them on there so I can talk about them. So he works the crowd.
Listen, it's like middle school in a circle with the snaps.
But worse. Because you can't snap back.
Right. Ugh.
Right? So Andrew Schulz was that type of thing with his crowd work, where he would do crowd work in between shows and then go into his routine. Because if you watch his actual stand-up routine, he doesn't, right. The jokes aren't even geared towards that. He may take a shot here and there, but it's within the joke. So he has a podcast. He does, is it with Charlamagne?
It's with Charlamagne.
It's with Charlamagne. Okay, because sometimes he is, sometimes he's not. So I don't know if it's, where he had on these two other pretty big TikTokers, James Fuha, they have a podcast. I enjoy them, called Shits and Giggles. He had them on his podcast, and he made a joke about black women. I don't think the joke was super crazy. I'm also not super sensitive. James and Fu had laughed at the joke. James and Fu had caught all the smoke. So because
all shits, no giggles.
All shits. Nobody was giggling. So basically, a lot of black women and black men were in up arms that these two black men, because they're black men, also British, I will put that out there, also British, like that's what they're from, didn't defend black women in that moment. They allowed a white comic to...
Cultural difference.
Right. They allowed a white comic to make this joke about black women. So they initially, they caught all the smoke more than Andrew Schulz did. Right. And then they tried to do a little funny business and put it all on Andrew Schulz. And he was like, no, it's like, even we showed you the guys in the interview back and asked you if you want to take that part out. And y'all said it was all good. So you can't, if it's all good, it's all good. I didn't find the joke in bad taste. Come at me if you want, only because I understand who he is as a comedian. You caught it in that moment. It happens. If you don't think he can joke about you, then you cannot laugh at any jokes about anybody else.
It really is that simple.
Then it's not for you. Keep scrolling. Don't go to the shows.
That's it.
And get over it. Now, the beef with Kendrick comes in, in his song, Is It Not Like Us, isn't it?
Nah. It's another song.
It's one of his more recent songs.
It's another song. It's not
He said that, I may not have the lyric correct, but in essence, white comedians can no longer joke about
black women.
So while he did not mention any names, Andrew Schulz felt like, okay, well, this is directed towards me. Being as a white man who has recently made jokes about black women, and this is the big controversy. So he started making jokes about Kendrick. The jokes were out there. And the one that he kind of focused on and really keyed on is a joke I don't agree with. And I'm a fan of his. And it's about raping Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, because of how small he is.
Right. And this is coming from a perspective of what used to happen, slavery.
Bucking.
Right, buck breaking. And it's like, okay, well, you're kind of going into that realm, which maybe you know it, maybe you don't. He's not a stupid person.
Right.
He is a very smart person, very educated person. So I wasn't a fan of that. I don't condone those jokes. I don't support those jokes. But as a comedian, he has the right to make those jokes. Those are the jokes he makes. Those aren't for me. I don't mess with those jokes. It's my choice whether to mess with him as a comedian going forward. Is that enough for me to stop it? there are other jokes from other people that I didn't like it. I don't like that.
Listen.
I'm gonna move on from that.
Look who we got as a president.
The biggest joke of all time. I know people ain't gonna like that, but it is what it is. So right. So I'm not mad at him. He just had a special on Netflix. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Everybody caught it. You know who caught it the most? He did. He talked about himself the most. And a lot of self-deprecating humor. Is he not allowed to talk about white men now? Is that a red flag? I'm just saying, like, certain things, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Scroll on. This is like, look, it didn't happen. It's gone. Voila. Hey, there's an X at the top. Not for me. I won't see that no more.
Not interested.
Why
right? Just put it.
Come at Shannon Sharpe for interviewing these people? They are mainstream. He is a mainstream podcast. I'm going to interview these people.
This is the problem where loyalty gets confused.
Blind loyalty.
It is. You know, because you feel like somebody is supposed to just do something because they're this.
Right.
Stop.
Like, you know, people are saying, oh, the interview with Amber Heard, nobody's going to watch that. We're not going to watch it.
Still
5 million views.
Amber Heard, huh?
I said Amber Heard again. She's going to sue me.
Still.
Man, I'm going to be editing the hell out of this.
Still saying Amber Heard, huh?
But 5 million views. Somebody watched it.
And I saw clips. I didn't watch it.
Right.
I don't care to watch it. I don't really want to hear what she has to say. I think that, again, like I said before, people can change. But you'll know when someone is doing what they're doing because they're trying to get out of situations.
Right. I'll put it like this. I'm a huge fan of Shannon Sharpe. He was my favorite football player when he was on the Broncos. I'm a big fan of Shannon Sharpe. I saw one interview he's done.
Cat
Williams. And that's only because it went crazy and people were like, yeah, you got to watch it. And I watched it. That's not to say that his podcast is good. It's just, I never watched it.
Right.
I watched his Nightcap one more than I watched
the other one with him and
I love the report with him and Ocho Cinco. It's just, that's just
right.
Top tier to me. I never watched those interviews. I'll see clips here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's funny. That's cool.
Right.
Am I going to watch these interviews? No.
Nah, I'm good.
Especially Andrew Schultz. You want to know why? 3 hours long. I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
3 hours.
2 hours, 53 minutes.
It's just
3 hours. I'm
listen.
And it might be a really great conversation.
Let me tell you something.
That's too long.
With the same person.
I don't want to talk to you past these next 3 topics.
I know. Damn. I don't even like him like that.
And then let's go into, unless you have some other thoughts.
I don't. I just,
I can say I don't, and then continue to go.
Yeah, people just be peopling. That's what I was going to say. Just people be peopling.
And then let's go into the other level of sensitivity where we kind of differ, but I do understand your point of view. We're talking about LeBron versus Stephen A, or as my best friend calls him, LeBitch versus Stephen A. Recently,
if LeBron got to be LeBitch.
Oh, Stephen A is a Stephen asshole.
All right now.
I listen, before we get into this, I will preface it as a person, as a black man, I do not mess with Stephen A. Do I respect what he's done with his career? For sure. Shouts out to you. But his views on a lot of the real world things, I might smack the shit out you if I saw you.
Definitely.
But that's not to say in this situation he's wrong. Right. And I know I'm bigger than you though. So recently LeBron and Stephen A had a run-in at one of LeBron's games. LeBron approached Stephen A because of the comment Stephen A had made about LeBron's son, Bronny. As we know, if you don't know, LeBron's son is now in the league with LeBron. He's bouncing between the Lakers and their G League team. In the G League, Bronny's doing his thing. He's averaging 21, 5, and 5.
Okay.
In the NBA, he's averaging a lot of bench time because he's not really great. He's not that caliber yet. He can be. He has the skills to be. Because the G League is not pushovers.
No. Right.
He needs to develop. But because of how LeBron went about his son getting into the NBA and in my opinion, the target he put on his back with the added pressures of being LeBron James' son, he really put a lot of eyes on Bronny to really criticize what he could do. And Stephen A. criticized his son's skills. He didn't criticize him as a person. He didn't criticize anything about him personally or LeBron. It was just.
But I think Stephen A. Smith said that he was
talking to LeBron.
Right.
And he was. He's like, you kind of put this on him. So he's getting a really an unfair share. But you set him up to do that. So, of course, this is going to get back to LeBron. Stephen A. is kind of probably the biggest thing in basketball commentary, or sports commentary, not basketball, sports commentary. So LeBron saw him at the game. He approached him at the game. He addressed or undressed him, however you want to
addressed him.
Put it. Stephen A. took it. LeBron walked off. Internet blew up. Now, in that instance, I think Stephen A. did the right thing because it wouldn't look good them two going back and forth.
Right.
The game wasn't even over. Them two going back and forth on the court. It would have been akin to when Shannon Sharpe got into it with John Morant and his dad and then Dylan Brooks. It took away from the game. It took away from everything. It put a lot of bad juju on us, the black folk. So then the next day, Stephen A. said he didn't pay no mind to it. And then the next day he went on the show because it had blown up. And this is a fan recording this. This wasn't. And he addressed it on the show. I think a lot of what he said was true. And I like how he addressed it on his morning show. I say that for a reason. And he said, LeBron didn't come at me as an NBA player. He came at me as a parent, which is more to your point.
I feel like if you mess with my child, it's on site. Y'all remember when Cardi and Nicki finally bumped into each other?
Man.
And it was on site.
It was.
Unfortunately, sometimes the hood don't leave you.
Side note, Nicki was kind of like this.
Yeah.
And Cardi. It was at the Met too. That's embarrassing. Anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes the hood don't leave you. And I am a mom and I am a protector. And if you make my child feel away, I'm stepping. I really might not care where we are. Now, some people might be like, oh, but it's the business of it. I'm a mother first.
Right.
And so while I understand it might not have been the time, like I said, I come from these streets, I'm stepping.
Right. But in that same vein, you cannot thrust your kid into the public eye.
And I hear all that.
What are you going to do? Attack everybody for the rest of your life?
I think it's because it's not attack everybody. Stephen A. Smith has a large platform, right?
He does.
And maybe that was the reason why you got stepped to in the way that you did. Although I heard that he really wasn't going to say anything to him until he supposedly saw his child looking like he was crushed.
Well, play better.
And that's what made LeBron supposedly made him step to Stephen A.
Right. But you know what? You put that target on your son's back. Every bit of criticism your kid is getting, because he was going to get it regardless.
Right.
Because he has your last name.
And again, this is where me and this one differ because I'm still stepping.
Listen, step, but in that step, you
But
are
I'm gonna be honest with you. I might not. On a real note, I probably wouldn't have did it on the court. I probably would have stepped to him before the game even started in the back. And if I step to you in the back, it's going to be a different type of step.
But this is also kind of what Stephen A. said in the morning show. I'm going to keep prefacing that.
Yes, because
this is what Stephen A. said in the morning show. He was like, if you really wanted to talk to me, you for sure could have talked to me at any time. Because this didn't happen that day. This was a while ago.
But that's why I said the story that I was told, seeing his kid feel the way that he felt, was probably the reason why he stepped.
Then you felt way about it. So that means you felt way about it then. People are going to talk about your kid because you said, and as the face of the league, arguably the best player in the league, depending on who you talk to, your kid, before he was drafted, was better than half the people in the league. And then when he
better than
I don't know what you're talking about. Curry?
Better than
No, he ain't retarded.
I'm like better than
no, but then you say that he's better than half the people in the
better
league.
Than Butterhands?
So now you put a bigger target on your back because he has your last name.
Uh-huh.
One, he's your son's trying to distance himself from you already because he's LeBron James Jr., not Bronny. But he's choosing to go by Bronny so he can try and be his own man. But then you say he's better than half the people in the league before he gets drafted. During the draft, you say whoever drafts my team, I'm going to that team. That's the team I'm going with.
Which forces
your team. They want to keep you to play with them. So, and it forces us to pick this guy. Now, he did not get a high pick.
55. Right?
55. I respect that pick. Because 55 is a G League pick and all that. But he got put on the roster immediately. I have a little bit of issue with that because he's not ready. And this is a big thing. I'll go off on a tangent a little bit. This is a big thing they do in sports right now, which it wasn't really how it was in the back of the day. You had to be exceptional for this. They take these young rookie kids who are out of college, some high school, and they immediately put them into the starting position. Like, they're not learning. They do this a lot in football now with the quarterbacks. They get this rookie quarterback. You're automatically the starter. You don't sit under somebody and learn. Listen. And it's showing with a lot of these guys. Some flourish. Others, not so much. They need time to learn. That's what I said. They put Bronny in the G League. He's doing well in the G League. That's where you get your legs. That's when you play at a higher pace. Right.
You know,
your son's going to be criticized.
Right.
You made it more eyes on him. So he's going to be criticized even more because once you say he's better than half the people in the league, the expectation now is even higher. And when he meets the expectation that he's really at, but fails to meet that expectation you put on him, people are going to come after him. They're going to say, yo, I thought he was this. Players are going to come at you. Bench players are like, yo, he ain't better than me.
Right. So
why Stephen A said, yo, you as a father, as a protector, you put this target on your son's back. So how are you the protector when you made sure everybody aimed at your son?
Okay, but then Stephen A. Smith.
And then after getting his puffer coat puffed up, he goes on his own show, his podcast. And this is where Stephen A. This is where he lost me. I think Bron did a podcast. We might as well wrap our shit up. We ain't getting no views. He went on his podcast where he says he has more free range, which I feel like is more like it's akin to I'm in a fight and somebody got between us and I'm gonna talk trash.
Yes, because that's how I felt.
That's when he got hype and more puffed his chest down and bravado, and I'm like, dog.
I couldn't believe this man. I said, is he serious?
I'm like, dog, you're losing. He's like, stop. I was like, now you're doing too much.
You went on your show and did the polished version.
The morning show.
And then you went on the podcast.
Acting like you was,
and now you got a 6-pack.
Basically, you talking like you was going, you could have did something, you just didn't do something. Like, I
was like, is he serious?
First off, LeBron would have snatched you with his dick and killed you. Right?
How big is Bronny's hands?
All right, like stop it.
Like I couldn't believe
Stephen A. soft. Stephen A. soft. Talking to the audience. Stephen A. is soft.
Pudding.
All right.
Like cut it out. I couldn't believe he was like, yeah, because
like stop. Because you know what?
Go ahead and get your hairline smacked forward.
Weren't no security between y'all.
It wasn't.
Do what you gonna do, son.
That's why I would have met his ass in the back.
Do what you gonna do. You can't.
I couldn't believe he was pumping his chest like that.
You can't be the tough guy like you were saying on your thing. But and what we saw on camera, he was over you. Your head was down. You very submissive.
Very
So that's where he kind of lost me with that. Like I agree with your points, but then you can't go get the teacher and then start talking trash.
Again, don't be messy. Don't add more sauce. Right. It didn't need no more sauce.
You said what you said in the morning show. I agree with a lot of what you said. But then you try and puff your chest up.
It didn't need no more sauce.
It didn't need no more sauce.
And he put extra sauce.
So I feel like, he got a little sensitive with that. I think LeBron being sensitive over the stuff you put for your kid, you did that, dog. He's an NBA player. He's going to be scrutinized. He's your son. He's going to be scrutinized. You pumped him up to the league. He's going to be even more scrutinized. People are going to talk trash about your son. They were talking trash about your son before he came to the league, bro. You should have did it the right way. I'm be honest with you. Like, you got your son in through nepotism. Cool. Everybody do it.
Because everybody.
Cool. No problem.
It's rare that we get to do it. So.
But if you want to really do it to where he can prove that he could live up to the name, because that's what they say you have to do, which I don't understand. I don't agree with that at all. You're your own person. If you are a subpar player, whatever.
I think it's easier said than done, but I get.
I'm saying I don't think it's fair to do that to the.
It's not.
Do it the way Carmelo Anthony's doing it. Because if I'm being honest,
he went to an amazing school, by the way.
He did.
Queens.
He did.
Amazing.
If I'm being honest, if they sons play 1-on-1,
oh, he's smoking them. He's smoking.
Kyrian, right? Keon. He gonna pee on LeBron James Jr. Right?
He's smoking him.
But sure. it really kind of shows the track of the adults' careers.
When he talks about it, because they have spoken about it,
mm-hmm.
he's
humble.
He's so humble.
But so was Melo to a degree. But it shows really how the adults came into what they did. It's kind of the same track, except I think Bronny had to do college because of the rule. I think you have to do at least a year of college now. You can't show. Yeah, and Bronny wasn't great in college, but he wasn't terrible in college. He wasn't terrible. All right, we got a guest here. He don't like LeBron, but a 55th pick, I'm cool with that. He didn't take away from anybody at the time. Had he gone 1, I'd have been mad. He didn't deserve 1. He didn't deserve 10. He didn't deserve 20.
He did, right.
55th, he's playing how the 55th pick would play. But because you're LeBron James Jr., that 55th is more scrutinized than number 1. Who went number 1?
And so that's kind of
who went 1 through 54.
Clearly, nobody. Because who are they?
Okay, who went 55 any other year ever in the history of the draft? Who went 55?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I bet you can tell me a bunch of number 1s.
This
is what I'm saying. Because he's your son, because of the target you put on your back, people are going to be more critical of him. You have to understand that you had a hand in this. And while, yes, if Stephen A was talking on your kid, like disparaging about your kid, like, right. Oh, he ain't shit. I can't believe that. Oh, do what you got to do.
I think that it's a mountain of things because people already don't like him.
And I already don't like Stephen A. Smith. Right. I understand why people don't like LeBron. I understand why people like LeBron. I gotta beef with him.
Yeah.
I understand why people don't like LeBron, but whatever. I mean, I don't have the tax bracket to beef with LeBron. LeBron don't know I exist in the world. So you got to get over it, man. You can't. People are going to criticize Bronny for imagine if he don't make it in the league. How much criticism? People still talk about Michael Jordan's son who stopped playing basketball in college. And he still references him to this day. You know what I'm saying? It just, the burden of being great. And since you're great, your kids got to be great. And it's kind of messed up. So if you're going to be in sports, be Del Curry. Because his son did great. One of them. He got 2.
He do got 2.
He got 2.
They both play?
Yeah. Yeah. And Seth, he did all right for himself. He ain't broke. He ain't got 4,000 threes, though. But, it is what it is. Del Curry did the right way. Del Curry don't miss. Because his wife or ex-wife.
I knew he was going there.
His ex-wife, they get divorced.
Yes, I believe
his ex-wife, like, God damn. That's your daughter? God damn. Your shooter's gonna shoot, huh?
On the court.
On the court. He was shooting on the court and he shot the club up. So, I mean, it's all a matter of perspective. I just think the sensitivity needs to be taken out of a lot of things. Understand your place in it. Understand there's a place for things.
Right.
You can't be too sensitive when you put a target on your own kid's back. But I do understand the need to protect your kid. But your kid also got to go grow thick skin.
Meet me
You're
outside.
You're in the limelight.
Outside.
All right.
Meet me outside.
Let's not forget. Mello waited for Kevin Garnett at the Kevin Garnett team bus. Okay. Over a comment about his wife.
Listen.
I bet Lala tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. I bet she do too.
Listen.
But so I understand that. But
sometimes the hood don't leave. It creep back.
He waited for him at the bus. Like he. So you gotta watch who you talk to. All right, moving on down. Which one do next?
It don't matter, and we don't have to. But
yeah, we don't. Nah, but we're gonna do that because that's fun. Okay, let's talk about this. I don't know too much about this.
What?
So I gotta throw this to you. I thought it was kind of sad, but an En Vogue member. I don't know her name.
Oh, Dawn Richardson.
Dawn.
That is not her name. En Vogue member.
I saw En Vogue member.
Can't remember her name, but is sleeping in her car.
Living in her car.
Living in her car for the past 3 years.
With an assistant. I'm just going to put it in there right now. I go to you.
So basically, her and her group members broke up a while ago. And
Dawn Richardson. It is Dawn.
Oh.
Robinson. I can't see, bro. I got glass on this man arm, man. Dang.
Dawn Robinson.
Dawn Robinson. I'm missing the last name today.
Yeah, jacking them up. She basically been in her car for the past 3 years. Mm-hmm. I did not watch the videos to see as to why, but the interesting part is that a lot of people have been hitting up people like Jermaine Dupri, Monica, basically saying, "Yo, why you don't help her?"
No, in that case, why
hit them up?
Yeah, does she have like close relationships with them?
I have no idea, but Jermaine Dupri got on the main line and said, "Listen, I was all for helping her until she said she had an assistant."
Yeah, that's wild.
It's like, how you homeless with an assistant?
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
So you're getting money from somewhere.
Because I don't know assistants that work for free.
But then, speeding it up, I scrolled through, and apparently, she was mad. Her ex-husband offered to help her as well.
I still didn't want it.
Apparently he has.
So then what's the point going on the internet doing all this for?
I don't know. For attention, for hits. I don't know how much they pay you on YouTube when you have a lot of hits.
Not a lot, Nick. We need the sponsorships. That's what the money is, sponsorships. You don't get a lot for views. Like, right. So it's been like something like for 1 million views, you get like pennies on the dollar. It's not.
Wow. So I don't know why she's doing it, but the ex-husband actually owns a bunch of what is it, like Holiday Inns or something like that?
Oh, hotels.
And he was like, I could have put her in to manage one of the top ones, blah, blah, blah.
Well, why'd they get divorced?
I don't know.
Because it might be, I don't want to fuck with you.
She seemed a little touched to me. One of those eccentric
if people
artists.
are reaching out to help you and then you don't want it and then you complain about it, it just seems manipulative.
I don't know. But as you said before, a lot of people are doing this thing where they're just living out of their cars.
That's true.
So maybe she's purposely doing it, but
then why go and complain? It's just, it don't make no sense. The whole thing doesn't make sense to me. Why go and complain about it? And who paid for the cell phone bill? It was like, you on your cell phone. Like, who's paying these bills?
Gas.
I mean, maybe residuals, but then when you get the residual check, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make any sense, but it's sad. If
it is sad.
It's sad if she has no money.
If it's because she doesn't have any money.
And it's also sad if you're saying maybe she has, some mental issues. Not saying she does, but
she's just, artists. Any type of artist, they're typically
weird.
Yeah.
Weird. All of them. All of them.
Eccentric.
All of them are on the spectrum. All of them. We seen what happened with Kanye.
Oh, that's the different type of
Mr. Nazi shirt. I can't.
It's a different type of spec.
I tried so hard. Like, he's like Mozart. Nah. I'm like, you lost me, bro.
Nah, he's just doing the most and he's just looking for attention.
His clone wife left him. Kim K. Jr. was like, bro, I can't. And she was thrown out naked for the dude.
He suffers from SDS.
He suffers from SMD. I was like, I'm over him. Good morning.
Issues.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully she gets the proper help she needs, whatever that may be.
Right.
And if she's just doing this to scam people, that's messed up.
That's why I'm like, I'm not Like when
for the clout and all that crap.
When the ex-husband jumped in the chat and said, like,
right.
Because the ex-husband is somebody who's in the music business. And he said he makes more money now, way more than he did when they
hotels is money.
And the music business. For your ex-husband that you have no kids with to still say, hey, hon.
I got you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe she'll figure it out. Maybe she won't. Either way, at the end of the day, I'm so broke. She got more money than me. She got an assistant. I'm an assistant.
The assistant was wild.
All right. So moving on to something. I don't know. Are we split on this? Are we split on it? Are we split? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. So recently, this is not really entertainment news, but headline news. A young lady, rising track star.
High schoolers.
Was El Kabonged.
El Kabonged is crazy.
Remember El Kabonged? By another young lady at a track meet. And this is not like off field. This is while they were running. So basically, this young lady, she's pretty big in track. She's killing people left and right. She was both runners on the turn, approaching the turn, and she did what she's supposed to do on the turn. She kind of got the inside track and started blowing past homegirl. As she blew past homegirl, she took the baton and hit the girl in the head. The one who was passing. She got hit in the head. So bad that it definitely concussion and I believe fractured her skull. Effectively ending her season.
It did end her season. She cannot run.
From my opinion and my perspective, I used to run track. I know it don't look like it, but I was fast. And my event was the 4x1 relay. I was the anchor. I had a motor.
Go. Right.
So I know for a fact the motion she did when homegirl was passing her was a motion that is out of the realm for running track. One, it will slow you down. Mm-hmm. Two, it's a gear up. If I'm going to hit somebody, I'm going to go back and go forward. Mm-hmm. You can't even make the argument, oh, she was trying to pass the baton to somebody. They weren't near them.
They weren't near them. They weren't.
So I know you said from a different angle, it looked like...
I saw a video from a different angle, and in the video, it appeared like the baton had hit the young lady on the arm. And when it hit her on the arm, she tried to reach up. And when she reached up, it hit her. Like, they were really close when they went to the turn.
Yeah.
And it looked like it hit the young lady's inside. Okay. Like inside. Instead of, because I know you're thinking...
Yeah, you're moving. Yeah, you're moving. Yeah,
they're moving.
It caught you.
But it caught here. Uh-huh. And when she went to move it from the foot, it looks like it...
Right. But within that motion, your arm wouldn't go back.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't.
You would be a jerk forward, and you can't. And then you would pull it back because you're in that motion anyway. So you would naturally put it back. Another reason I don't believe it was unintentional is because if, let's say, what she said happened.
Right.
You're going to stop.
After the hit, the other young lady kept running while the other young lady fell.
Mind you, I will also say this. When she got hit, she had to cross in front of her.
She did.
So she went in front of her. So she went down. You know you hit somebody with that thing, with the baton. The baton is metal. It's hollow. It makes a sound.
It does make a sound.
You know you hit somebody.
But the hit had to be really, really hard. Because that thing is not like...
Right.
Like, I'm like, it's not...
hefty.
It's not.
Right. So to fracture someone's skull and give them a concussion from that?
Definitely. I don't know about the fracture, but she definitely got a concussion.
And then to keep going, it's intentional. Because even if you in the street walking and somebody trip over your foot, you like, oh, my bad.
Right.
You was like, got her. She didn't even come in first. That's crazy. Well, you didn't even win.
Didn't.
And now you're really about to lose. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe they actually formally have pressed charges against this young lady.
She didn't apologize.
Like she went on being the victim.
She went on and was like, well, I'm sorry that I beat you. I said, no, she didn't.
Like,
no, she didn't.
Like, what do you mean beat? In what way? Rodney King beat? or Usain Bolt beat.
Because it was definitely Rodney King-ish.
Like, I'm sorry, like, I understand competition. We like, I'm a competitor. I use basketball, football, track, just overall life. You know me. Everything to me is a competition. There's levels and boundaries you don't cross. You one probably effectively ended your track career, and now maybe your freedom, and you have screwed over this young lady for the rest of her season, which potentially could affect scholarships for her.
Yeah.
So it's like, what was the point? If she beat you, fine, be better, do better, learn. Hey, what are some of the exercises you do so you can do this? Da 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 da. Maybe take some of that hair off. That shit adds weight to you. I'm serious. It adds weight to you.
My hair not heavy today.
Even though you see these racers with like Sha'Carri and all, they have hair, but it's all slicked back. It's all very light. She had a big poofy up. That's anybody saying that's wind resistance. It's going to slow you down.
It is. Listen. She was wrong.
She was wrong.
She was wrong.
Even if it was an accident, you still was wrong. You didn't apologize. You didn't stop. You're trying to play the victim.
She was.
My man.
She's like, I'm getting all of these death threats.
I think that's a bit much to do. I mean, she is still a child.
She said people was going in.
And I believe her because people are freaking psychopaths.
Well, that's that.
Yeah, that keyboard warrior. I can say it because you don't know what I look like. I think to that is extreme, but don't try and use that as a scapegoat to try and justify your actions and make me feel bad. Oh, you assaulted a fellow runner because you were about to lose, and then you lost anyway. There's no upside to what you did.
Yeah.
So I have no sympathy. I tell my daughters, and when I was an educator, I tell my students, life is nothing but choices, good or bad choices. You choose to do what you do, there's going to be outcomes to that choice. There's consequences to every choice. Good consequence, bad consequence. You chose wrong. You have to accept what's coming along.
And that's it.
And the problem is you made a choice that no one can protect you from. Because we're all going to make mistakes.
Right.
We're supposed to make mistakes, especially when you're growing up.
Right, because that's how you...
But there's certain things you can't do. Like, there's nothing your parents can do to protect you from this. And for a race, you've effectively ruined your life. Is there redemption in this? Could be. Could be. But this is attached to you.
For a minute.
No, forever.
Well, you know, in terms of the social media.
Right.
Kind of.
All it takes is for years later, you done thought everything was over. You go to job and you're like, that name's familiar. Let me look you up. Oh, crap. You're the guy to be beating niggas on the track. Yeah, sorry, we can't hire you. You don't represent what our company's worth. Because
you know, people love to go dive back.
Right. I mean, as bosses now, they check social media. They Google you. Right? Yeah. Yeah, they Google you. Thank God my name is Jason. Because they're going to did you mean Jason? I'm off the grid, baby. But they Google you. They go through your social media. There was a woman who recently, and I'm like, you are an idiot.
Wow.
There's this new trend on TikTok called Office Vixen or something like that, right? Where you're supposed to dress like slutty office worker at work.
Oh no.
And see if you can get away with it. This young lady who had an internship. Yep. This young lady had it. Let me finish. This young lady had an internship at this company, right? And the internship was, you get this internship, at the end of this internship, you are guaranteed a 7-figure job, a six-figure job, $250,000 with this company. All you gotta do is finish it. Finish the internship. She got the internship. She showed up like that. They fired her. You lost a guaranteed 6-figure job for a TikTok trend. Hey. Office siren. That's what's called, office siren.
Hey, I've sent people home on the last day.
Awesomeness. We'll talk about that another time.
So,
but what are you thinking? What do you think this is going to get you?
you're thinking not. You're not
like
thinking. It's
this is you worked so hard to get to this position.
6 figures is crazy.
250,000 starting, guaranteed at this company. It's their internship. Once you complete it, this is how much you're getting paid. That means you had to go to college. You had to get top marks in college.
I ain't got time to fuck around.
All because you wanted to wear a tube top. Oh, this is tube top, right? And a mini skirt to work. And they're like, that you're fired. And now people are trying to blast the company like, no, my man, this is what corporate America is. You got to follow their guidelines. Then we go into what happened with this female cop.
Okay, though.
Now, I hear both sides, but there are rules and regulations that you did not follow.
What if she was on an operations thing and had no choice?
She wasn't. That's what I'm saying. But if she was...
They said she wasn't?
No.
Like they made it clear?
If she was, they would have known about it. They would have said, this was a undercover da-da-da-da-da. No. They're saying we fired her not because she was in the video.
Did she get fired or is she suspended?
She's going to get fired. She's going to get fired.
How is she going to get fired? I personally know people who have been put on desk duty because of situations.
She's a Latina female in the NYPD. They're going to make an example of her. Because they're not following her for how she was in the video. She did not report another job to them. You have to report that you're doing another job, that you have another job as a police officer. You have to do that. She did not do that. On top of, really, what the real reason is what she was doing in the video is kind of unbecoming of a police officer. To me, that's none of their business. She wasn't on duty. Right. I will say that she was not on duty.
I saw the video. I was like, all right now.
She wasn't in uniform.
She wasn't.
She did not represent herself as
she didn't.
A police officer. But you got recognized.
I just want to know who she stopped giving buns to at the office.
Oh, no, it's probably who she didn't give buns to.
That too. Because, like...
And then it's not even like you did this for some bum rapper. Like, this nigga's not even... It's probably a man. Probably a man.
It might be.
Or somebody she was getting it from. Yo, she look good. She look good.
She did. I was like, Dad.
Yo, babe, be in the video.
Who told and got mad because she didn't want to be with them or something? Like right. That's how I feel like
so
it is.
She's most lucky. I don't think she should because you know what? That is outside of work. But if you're gonna go by the policy of the place you work at,
okay, hold up though.
When was that?
The first year that Mayor Adams was in office.
Hold on, dude. I don't think he should be in jail.
Every hip hop 50th event that I went to, he was there.
Right.
And in those spaces, he should not have been in because of the amount of weed smoking and everything else that was going on in there.
Right, but
you guys ever been to the Sony?
I don't go nowhere.
Okay, it's a Sony theater.
I don't even know where that is. That's in New York.
Yeah,
I'm so serious. I have no idea. That sounds like some LA.
So basically, it's just a space where concerts happen or whatever the case may be, and like there was so much weed smoking going on.
Not surprised.
And technically, you're not supposed to be smoking in the air in the space.
Oh, indoors?
Yeah. So the mayor is at an event where there's an illegal action happening.
It's probably with his Turkish people.
He's on the stage. He outside. He bottle girling it. Like
he's bottle girling it. We got the sparkles. No.
He shut up.
I think the man belongs in jail. I ain't afraid to say it.
So that's why I'm like, how unfair is that she's in trouble for it? But in my opinion, she was just following the lead of her mayor.
Yeah, but was he there on his own as a person or is she was working? That was a job.
Is the mayor not always working 24/7?
No. And she's not an elected official. I'm getting notes. But in that same vein, our elected officials be held to a higher standard.
That's what I'm saying. So because
right. But I think he should be locked up for a lot of other things. I think there's a lot of shadiness going on with why he's not in jail. We'll say that for another podcast. But
it's the same reason why Amber Rose became a Republican.
Hey, somebody can get a name right. One of us can.
It's for safety to be on a don't send me to jail list.
Right, but you know what? He deserved to go to jail. He deserved to be in jail. You did the actions. You did the crime. You got to do the time. Remember that? Who said that? Who did that? Dinkins? Wasn't that Dinkins? Didn't Dinkins say that? The other black male? Just saying.
Poor Dinkins.
And then there's another officer. She was in, I want to say Britain. It could be in Australia. I'm not sure. They have the same type of judgment with the Whig Parliament type of thing.
Right.
She deserved to be fired. But this is my saying of like, you're just thrown away for stupid stuff. She was a corrections officer. Getting her cheeks clapped by the inmates.
They all do it.
Yeah, but the inmates filmed it.
So me saying they all do it does not mean that I agree that they should.
Right. I understand that it's wrong, but the inmates filmed it on their cell phone. And then they put it online. They was running a train on her, the two dudes, in the cell. She's in full uniform. People are walking by. She's ducking back.
Baby.
She married too, by the way.
Well, she was.
Yo, she definitely was. So she's now, I think she got sentenced to some time for that. It's like, what are these decisions you're making? One, okay, you're going to make that stupid decision.
Let me tell you something.
It's not like she was unaware that she was being recorded. She was watching herself being recorded. She's looking in the camera. And she was doing everything.
Was it like the Ray J and Kim Kardashian video? It was top tier.
She's gonna get a deal when she gets out. Pornhub is calling her.
Pornhub.
Because she was doing her thing.
Hilarious.
And they're gonna reenact that scene. But you're smiling in the camera. You're like, first off, every prison video I seen be on some potato camera phone.
Not this
These
one.
niggas had 4K.
Not this one.
I could tell you the badge number. Like, what are you doing?
Wow.
What are you doing? First off, why do they have a phone? I mean, I know they do, but you're not supposed to have cell phones.
You're not.
Okay.
They sneak them in.
And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to get both y'all. Make sure y'all record this. Don't put it on the internet. Of course I'm going to put it on the internet. I'm taking down a fine ass correction officer because he's fine.
I mean, they typically, for the most part, usually be.
That's just why. What are you thinking?
You're not.
I mean, it's like, bro, I am a fuck this job guy, but
it's levels to mine. It's levels to mine.
But come on, I'm a firm believer in don't kill yourself for your job because your job won't care after you're gone.
Absolutely not.
But there's certain guidelines you have to follow if you want to keep that job. Now, if you don't give a fuck, you don't leave. Go piss on your boss' death. Let's tell him what you gotta do.
Piss on your boss. Wow.
But understand there's consequence to that. Don't do that and then go sit back in your cubicle. Johnson, you gotta go. So I don't understand what these people are doing. Why are you following these TikTok internet trends?
Social media.
We need to get rid of internet. That's the worst thing that they ever done to mankind. Idiots can talk to each other, and it's terrifying.
It's too much access.
It's too much access. Although we need each other as people, we don't need each other this much. There's no separation. There's no time to miss each other. There's no dating has been destroyed by social media.
You think so?
I think dating has now become transactional. See how I segue?
Good. Look at you.
I'm learning.
So
look the big discussion on every couple thing show. Is 50-50 a problem? Discuss the parameters of your relationship and it won't be a problem.
Right.
If you come to me and like, I need a man to pay for everything, I'm like, I hope you find that.
That's right.
I hope you find that.
So
do you want some dick? No? You have a good day.
Right. You go ahead.
Go ahead, little tink tink.
Someone has said to me that they feel like women have made dating and or relationships transactional. And I said I don't agree with it because I think that society has made it that way because back in the day,
I'm listening.
a man got the wife.
It was transactional.
If he had land, goats, blah blah blah. Right?
It's not that.
And it was
that.
I'm just saying.
It's a little bit different that he got them and by the father basically selling the daughters to them.
So women technically were not even a part of those kind of conversations.
Oh, for sure.
Because right. So did we make
things were great.
Did we make that premise, or was it already created because of how society was so far?
I think
long ago. Did we now enhance it and continue it in a way? But we didn't start it.
No, I think yes, that way was for a while, and we got away from that. Rightfully so. But I think the caliber of woman that is at the forefront of being displayed on social media is putting forth the false narrative that that's how relationships should be. I don't think a majority of women have that mindset that these women, a man has to pay everything for me and da da da. I think
relationships are transactional, but not.
But there are always going to be transactions within a relationship.
Right. I think that when they put it in that way, they make it seem like a negative.
No, because it's not a you feed into me, I feed into you thing. I know I did it backwards, but whatever.
Right.
It's a, before we get together, you need to pay this, you need to pay all these bills and do all this and da 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 da. And there is a certain man that will
do that.
But you are now expecting every man, and I'm not saying everybody.
No, right,
but the ones at the forefront.
Right.
Every man to do that. And that's ridiculously unrealistic.
I mean,
eggs cost your life.
Here's the thing. I grew up with, older Black women, and the saying is always,
why buy them? Can you get them up free?
No.
Once you go black, never go back?
Wet pussy and dry pockets is crazy.
Yeah. Ain't all them women single?
You said no, I don't think so. But they're not. But I'm just saying,
I understand that, but
when you grow up with older women making those type of statements,
right? But that to me, that means make sure you're not with somebody broke.
Okay.
I could be misinterpreting the statement. I don't have a wet pussy, and my pockets have been dry since the day I was born.
But I say that to say, when people just blame it on one sex.
I don't think it's one. I don't think it's one sex. I'm apologize for just coming across that way.
No,
I can see
I don't
why
think
it is.
You are. I'm just saying because the question came across to me as if it was the woman's fault. Like, right, y'all make it so transactional.
No, but
and I was like,
but I think more people see it as the woman's fault is because really in the driving force of a relationship, it is the woman who dictates the terms. When it comes to courting, when it comes to what happens in a relationship, a lot of the times women dictate the terms. So it's like, okay, if you're dictating the terms and you are now saying this is what you want, well, I don't want that because you've now dictated terms that are unrealistic. And I will say this again. I do not think that is the majority of women. I think that is the social media women who are driving that conversation because every real woman I know, we're like, no, we're going to pay our fair share. We're going to do this together. We're together. Now, if we decide, okay, listen, we're going to be together. I'm going to pay all this. I don't want to do this. We've discussed that.
It's a discussion, right?
Right. I've seen a woman leave a dude who was paying everything because he got down bad a little bit. Like financial times got rough. And she said, I immediately divorced him.
Oh.
Because now you're not taking care of me. It's like, well, what you get married for?
Just gotta know who you marry.
I mean, but he assumed we're married, we're in love, we're doing this together.
For better or for
I'm
worse.
providing, you living a good life. And her exact words, if you love me, you wouldn't have money issues. I would be like, I'm about to be scot-free for meals for the rest of my life because I'm going to kill you. Because what? If I don't love you, I wouldn't have went broke. Bitch, I'm broke because of you. Maybe you shouldn't be spending all this shit.
That's a crazy.
It's a crazy statement, which is why it gets on my nerves. Now that women get offended now when you say, well, what do you bring to the table? I am the table. Shut up.
I am the table.
Shut up. Yeah, heavy and in the way.
It's a table's in the way?
Well, you need to move the table out of the way, right? No, what do you bring to the table is a question both of you should be asking each other.
Right.
It's the same question as, what are you going to add to my life? What value are you going to add to my life? What are you bringing to my world?
Right.
X, Y, and Z. This is what I'm going to bring to your world. Does that mesh? If it does not mesh, keep it moving.
I don't know. I just was like, how are you blaming?
This is why niggas having secret families. You didn't stop and ask questions. Now he got a family in Des Moines. And you wonder why dad always has business trips, yet he doesn't have a job. You're not talking to each other. And how can transactions take place, proper ones, if you're not talking to each other? Like, it makes no sense. We're so wrapped up in the video vixen, because that's what we call them when we were growing up. The video vixen, that we've lost our minds with what a real relationship looks like. It's compromise. Which is not a bad word.
It's not.
It's understanding. It's a relationship, I'm telling you right now, will never, ever be 50-50.
So I have a problem with the 50-50 thing, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. But anytime you are in a relationship, it should be 100. I don't understand why we're splicing.
It's 50-50 as in, I just don't. It's in the same. If the 50-50 is really 100. It's just 50-50, and we come together as one and we make 100.
Right. I just, because I think that when people hear it, it automatically like. Because
when you're couple or whatever you are, throuple, couple, neo, it's you. I'm taking mine, I'm taking yours, we're coming together, now we're one. So now we're 100. So I get what a 50-50 would cause. Okay, well, you got to pay half. I got to pay half.
Yeah, like it just, I think it's wrong messaging.
Right. So I get the 100, but then you get people like me, that's 200. You can't give 200, somebody's lying. So, but 50-50 is like, it'll never be that, because some days it might be 80-20.
Because what I'm strong at, you might not
be. Right.
Or
just, I can't do it today. I don't have it today. I had it for the last 6 days. I don't have it today. And that's my party. I got today. You have nothing. I have 100. And that's how it works out. That's how you last. You take care of each other. You feed into each other.
The last person that I was dating, I said, he was like, I could take care of you. And I was like, well, I don't need to be taken care of financially. And he was like, well, that's all I know.
That's a problem.
And I'm not dating him anymore.
Oh, wow. I didn't do it. Don't sub me. I didn't do it.
That is a problem, because I didn't need financial security.
Right.
I needed
emotional.
You
need to be taught some things. Right. We all need to be taught. In a relationship,
he didn't get it. So he missed it.
Listen, I didn't do it. I get it.
You didn't get it.
But I got 2 wives, so I don't want no more. I don't want no more. I ain't got it in me. But even with that, I'm telling you what I need, and you're not receiving it. That's going to put a wall up.
Or even pausing to try
Ask.
to understand
Right.
it if
Well,
it seems confusing.
Because the next thing should be, what do you need? To me, that's going to be like, okay, now you're showing interest. Now, okay.
The question was asked, so I responded. And then when I responded, it was just like, well, all I can do.
Oh, well, then you know what? I'm not mad at them. I told you what I could do.
Right.
Now we can't do nothing else.
Right. I exit stage left.
But even that is communication. Is you didn't waste each other's time. You know, you had a good time for what it was. You enjoyed yourselves. You had the conversations you need to have. Now you're back on the market.
Deuces.
Fellas. You want a 5 foot?
This is not
problem.
Shammy and her pen.
She's opinionated. I'll take 2 shillings.
2 eggs.
2 eggs. You're not that good.
Oh, I am.
I'll take a promissory note. But I'm just saying, like, you know what? Like, all relationships, no matter what it is, no matter what, and we're going to do an episode on relationships real soon. All relationships, friendships, intimate based is communication. That is the ground floor.
Right.
Can we communicate effectively and hear each other? If we cannot do it, then we can't do it.
And people need to be honest about not being clear on being communicative, and possibly do a session with learning how to do it with a professional.
There's nothing wrong with that. Seek out help. Seek out help. Me, I'm stubborn. Fuck it. Whatever happens.
He needs a professional.
I hate a lot of things. But hey, I mean, I don't know. We're gonna do a whole relationship episode for sure. We're gonna get into the nuances of that and our vast non-educated experiences.
Basically.
I would like to preface this by saying any advice you take from the show is purely based on our experiences. If it doesn't work out for you, that's your fault. Take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't read. Like Bill Burr says, I don't read. Follow somebody else. All right. Well, I think you have anything else to say?
No, that's.
I think this is run far. I hope this is still recording. I hope I got space somehow.
I know, right?
I don't know. Maybe it might not be. We'll see. So, I'm gonna put this up sometime this week. Hopefully, catch us on Spotify and YouTube. Please like, share, send it to all your friends. Some of y'all ain't been doing that. So just get the word out, and we'll catch you in the next one.